So here's my hot take. Being consistent about selling your art is not just about finding the energy. In this video, I'm going to share an exercise that will forever change the way you think about selling and promoting your art, turning it from a willpower struggle to a I can't imagine not sharing my art with as many people as possible. If it sounds too good to be true, wait till you try it. A few days ago, I shared this with my client who had not posted to her account in over 4 months, and she has already created 3 reels since then, collectively reaching over 70,000 people so far. That's much better. I'm Jessica Craddock, and I've taught dozens of artists to triple their income within a year of working with me. And today I'm sharing how to stay motivated to consistently grow your art brand and turn it into something that you're proud of. This exercise to stay motivated and consistent is a little woo-woo, but so am I. So let's get going. Step one is we are going to find our motivation. When most people look for motivation, they are looking towards monetary goals. I want to make X amount of dollars per month. Or if they're a little bit more self-aware, they might know what they're really looking for is validation that their art is good. And I'm not judging on either of those. But in order for this to work, it has to be a different kind of motivation. So at your very best, if you think about yourself as a perfect creation, a star seed, something else, higher self that you picture yourself as, what defines them? Who are they? Why are they so special? Now, this description that you're coming up with probably has some feelings attached to it, like, oh, I'm not that yet. Maybe someday I will be, but I'm not. Or, oh, that sounds braggy. I don't want to tell anybody. Don't worry. You don't have to. This is all for you. Let's use an example because that makes everything easier, right? So maybe you say, at my best, I am a shining beacon of hope and inspiration to other artists. We're thinking like big here. The next part of this is to start thinking about every piece of art that you create as something that has come out of, been inspired by, somehow channeled through that best self and come out onto the canvas. So our canvas, or paper, pottery, photography, whatever you're making, the inspiration of it and the act of creating it actually came from that perfect self. So we're going to visualize your art as portraying that person. You know that feeling when you make something and you're like, where did that come from? Whoa, I didn't know I could do that. It's from her. And not every piece of art that you make is going to be the most beautiful, but it's still lessons that we're learning from that person. However, if you need to think about yourself as separate from that person in order to identify with it, great. So now, back to the example. This piece of art I made, and this piece of art I made, and this piece of art I made, they all came from this person who is a shining beacon of hope and inspiration. Is that what I said? I don't know. And they embody that person. They are that person. That person birthed these. It's got its own life now. So the real secret underneath all of this is that when we're not being consistent, it's because we're scared to be. We often attach our personal value to how people receive the art, the marketing that we do for that art, the price that goes with it, whether or not we're talented, or whether we get accepted to something. So back to our art babies. They have come from our higher self, whoever that is. They are no longer ours. They are a part of us, but they are no longer ours. They are separate from us. They've taken a piece of that higher self with them. So now anyone who owns them can tap into that power. Those who want those same qualities deserve to own this piece of art. It deserves to live with that person. They need each other. And your job as mama is to help them find each other. And if you don't, neither of them will be complete. And if all that's the case, how much more are you going to be motivated to advocate for it, to find its home? Purpose, the one who's going to love it and need it and have a relationship with it, becomes not about you anymore. It's about the art. And you want to give that art and its person the very best chance of finding each other so that they can be together. Because That's what you do when you love someone. You care about its happiness more than your own. And if all that were true, how would you do what you're doing right now differently? When you give your art this persona, you put it out there with ferocity. You get creative in ways to promote it and how to solve problems. When you act differently like this, how much more chance do you think you have of selling that piece of art? When you give it that much value, when you stop making it mean things about you, when you promote it with veracity, the chances of it selling skyrocket. It's just math. While this is a little woo woo, everybody believes in math. I want you to remember to sell more art, you've got to grow as a person. It is a personal growth project. Whether or not you like that, just part of the deal. And if you're like, you know what, Jessica, this sounds great and all, but I have no idea what to do about that whole higher persona thing. Like, I don't know what that looks like. I've never really thought about it. Another thing that you can do is go watch this video about your art brand message. Use it to kind of help you think through the idea of what do I want to share with the world? Who do I want to be? Who am I at my core, at my best? That video is also going to help you more easily share the value of your work on social media or when you're talking about your art. So, win win. Thanks for watching today's training on advocating for your art career. Be sure to hit that subscribe button.